And so, in a lot of aspects, they are right. Technically superior, but there are a lot of benefits to consoles. If they're easier, like all the reasons we said, they tend to be cheaper and easier to just go out and buy than.
Unless they have first-party exclusives.
Even
Xbox.
I would say so, but there are definitely tons of PC exclusive games. Not a lot, but a huge problem with PC gaming versus console nowadays are. I think it's because of consoles' popularity for plenty of reasons, and some of them good, some of them bad. But a lot of games are made
for consoles and then ported up.
Yes, and the ports,
like Arkham Knight.
Sometimes ports range from not very good to completely awful and unplayable. For example, Arkham Knight got taken off the store, off of Steam, which is basically where most people get all their games from, unless if they're like specific games like from Blizzard, like World of Warcraft and StarCraft, or stuff. What's the other one? Shit.
Well, Steam is kind of like
Legends.
Steam is to like PC gaming as iTunes is to MP3 music.
Yes, it's borderline legal problems, like monopoly problems. Although I will say that I think iTunes is worse because there's stuff like Green Man Gaming and there's actually a system. I regret forgetting what it's called, but I don't think it's that relevant to that many of the viewers that were listening, because most of them seem more into consoles and retro stuff like you are. But
fuck,
there's and it's driving me nuts that I can't remember what it is, but there's a service where basically some company, I forget how they do it, but they basically offer Humble Bundle. Have you heard of that?
No.
They offer a bunch of games at like ridiculously low prices. I'm not sure how they do it. I don't know if they work it out with the developers or something, but it's to help with publicity. I think they donate some too, or maybe it's just a service to the consumers.
So unfortunately, I have fucked up.
You done fucked? You missed a crystal?
As you noticed back there, I tried to throw my cutter ability my rock ability into that cutter enemy, and I missed. And I needed that combo in order to get one of the crystal shards in this level, so we will have to backtrack. We can either do that now or we can do it later. I mean, like, I'd prefer to just get it over with.
Yeah, we should do it now, and maybe we can fast forward to the level.
Okay. I mean, we just finished it, so we can just do it now.
I was too busy talking to myself and then forgetting things and taking too long to remember them.
Eric, are you an old man?
I am. I'm an old man in an old world.
Alright, so we're going to see
you... I don't know
what
the fuck that means.
We're going to fast forward.
Here we go again. Nah, nah, how can I got my gookie, snappy, deepy, snoopy. I got a nobbin, hippin', hoppin', snoppin', nobbin', new. I got a lobba, dabba, da, da, ba, da, ba, ba, boo. Let's have middle-aged sex.
Alright, and we're back. So you need the cutter rock combo in order to get this far. Now this is kind of obscure. See, the thing is that the fish will not show up if you're in the water, which is the one place it would actually be useful. But for some reason, the hamster can climb the wall.
Why couldn't you just fly?
That's the thing about Kirby 64 is that Kirby's
why couldn't you turn into a bird and fly?
You can't do that either because it won't go all the way up.
Oh, that's weird.
You have to use the hamster to climb the wall. Is that Kirby's flying ability has been nerfed. It's more like it is in Smash, where like after a while he'll poop himself out and then you'll fly down.
He'll poop himself out. Oh, that's another interesting thing about the Amazing Mirror. In case you guys didn't know, all of the abilities that he uses in Smash Brothers, like Hammer, sword, and stuff like that work very similarly to, you might notice when you're playing, they all work almost have exactly the same moves as they do in Smash. Like with the sword, for example, you press up B or whatever, and he'll do it like his up B from Smash. And the hammer, when you turn, you can have a swing that's very similar.
Get off!
Get off! Get off!
Like, those fucking logs will stun lock you.
And then there's an ability in Amazing Mirror called Smash, where basically you have the exact same moveset, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yep.
You get it from Master Hand.
I think we have one level left that we can still have to go to before I finish what I've practiced here. Okay. That and the boss.
Okay, these things look like they could be Pokemon.
They do.
And again, maybe that's true of all enemies in Corbin. I wouldn't blink if I saw a Waddle Doo or a Bronto Burt in Packerman. And you can quote me on that. You can put that on my tombstone.
Huh. You can go up there.
That's cool.
I don't know why you'd want to, because there's nothing up there, but...
The sea is reminding me of the Finding Nemo game.
Well, I guess, like... This is actually the first Kirby game we ever played, I believe. Isn't it?
Correct.
I remember way back when.
Back in the day.
And this was like we used, when we were little, like we had a Nintendo 64, but we really didn't own anything for it. We just go to like the local Hollywood video and just rent shit.
Yoshi's Story, Toy Story 2, and Mario 64. Those were the 3 games we had.
Yeah, pretty much.
But we rented them.
I mean, like, it really wasn't until we got the GameCube that we started to get more into games. Like
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, that was like...
That's the only game we had for it. Go on. Michael doesn't have enough Vin Diesel hanging out.
One of the games we always used to rent was Kirby 64. And what we would... I remember there was this one time where it was in kindergarten.
Back in the day?
I don't remember what his name was. I think it was Zach.
George Lopez?
But basically, there's this kid...
Yep, George Lopez.
When I was going to elementary school and I was in kindergarten, the bus route I had to go on, I was like always the very last person to get off, so we'd always have to... and...
Somebody go listen to what he said closely. Go on with the story.
And there was this kid named Zach, and he had a birthday party one day. And he was like the stop right before I would go to my house, if I remember this. And so I went to his party because, like, when you're in kindergarten, you go to everyone's party. At least that was my experience.
Yeah, you do that as a college man too, don't you?
Not really. Michael, it's probably because of this experience, but
let me tell you something about Michael and his college partying. Let me just say, crack cocaine. Anyway, go on.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I'm being intolerable for this story. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'll shut up. I'm backing up. I'm leaning back in my chair. Go on with your story.
I'm squeaking like the chipmunks.
Hey, story time. I'm listening.
So I went to this kid's birthday party with like pretty much everybody else from my kindergarten class, and I remember I had the worst time there because the mom...
Staff.
What?
I'm sorry, go on.
The kid's mother was like really mean to me for some reason. I remember it had something to do with me not wanting to eat the pizza.
You didn't like pizza?
Yeah, that was before I liked pizza, by the way.
You must have been what, 5, 6?
Because like now I can't stop eating the shit, but...
You must have been you were a kindergarten.
Yeah, I must have been like 5 years old, but... And I think, like, there was, like, even one part where she, like, threatened to feed me to her dogs. And I was terrified of dogs when I was little.
I don't believe you. I think you misinterpreted that.
I'm sure I did, but she made it... I think she, like... They had, like, a dog that was barking and it was in a cage. And she's just like, oh, you want to go in the cage with the dog? And it's just like, no, I don't. And this woman, like...
I think you were just like traumatized and you remember.
And I remember what happened, like, right after is you and Mom picked me up.
Well, did he have a big house? Because I think I vaguely remember this.
Yes, it was kind of... I don't know, I think...
Was it orangish? Was it orangish?
I think it was. This was a very long time ago. Like, probably 16 years ago. But...
What the hell does this have to do with Kirby 64?
I was just getting to that. You and Mom picked me up, and I was, like, miserable.
Me and your mom. We dropped by.
You guys picked me up. And I was kind of like miserable because this woman had totally ruined my life.
Just like after parties in college. He was totally miserable. Withdrawal symptoms, I think.
You know that thing you said about that thing you said about being intolerable?
Anyway, how is this connected?
Well, basically, like
me and your mom showed up.
You guys, because like mom was trying to cheer me up, I remember, and then like you told me that we had rented Kirby 64 again, and then we went home and then we played it, and then like I forgot all about it. No,
that was a good story.
It was tangentially related.
In the most tangential fashion. Okay, so Shamu's the boss of Hamstar.
Yes. And he's mad that you haven't been to see him in a while.
Was Shamu an orca?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Well, there have been multiple Shamus.
Yeah, I know.
They just don't like to tell the kidlets that he's kicked the bucket.
What happened to Fred? This isn't Fred. That is Fred. We took him to the vet and got him plastic surgery. That's why he's a dog now.
Fuck.
Watch out for the Gordos. Do you think that all the names for enemies that are like weird, Bronto Burt, Gordo, Waddle Dee, do you think they're like direct Japanese translations? Or
I would not be surprised.
What do you think is the reason?
Actually, I think they are different. Because there will be times where the enemies like will keep their Japanese names, and then like you can tell that they're Japanese because they sound
they're
like
Jakanu, and
like all the enemies in Warrior Land 4 are like that.
Family. I wonder why they named that.
All the enemies in Warrior Land.
Our men are freeing from the battlefield. Shameful display. Have you ever? That's from Total War Japan or whatever it's called. Total War Shogun. That's a video game. I'm sorry, go on. What were we talking about? How many times have I said go on because I rudely interrupted you with something?
Too many times.
Too many times. What is that from? Also, echo. I wonder if the mic picks that up. Anyway, sorry, go on.
I don't think there was really anything we were talking about.
I'm surprised that Shamu didn't. I just sort of accepted in my mind that its name is Shamu in this game.
It's Acro.
Okay, so
I think he was also in Dreamland 3. I may be wrong about that.
So I'm legitimately surprised that Shamu didn't stop in between stages to whine about how we've defeated him despite being so small.
Oh, you beat me again!
Gotta love those Spyro. It's like we can't get enough Spyro. I'm telling you, this channel, or at least me and you on this channel, have a Spyro problem. It's like it's almost as bad as the Sonic problem that every other channel has. We play Spyro, and when we're not playing Spyro, we talk about Spyro. And we're not talking about Spyro 1, 2, and 3, folks. We're talking about Enter the Dragonfly and the Legend of Spyro, Spyro Returns, or whatever.
Spyro Hero's Tale.
The Spyroing, or whatever the fuck. We're talking about the good games.
Indeed.
Why the hell does the status mesh on the software for the Elgato? Why does that thing say "Watch me playing a great game"?
That's for the live streaming.
Did you write that? Or is that default?
It's default.
Weird. That's like such a weird thing. What if you're not playing a great? What if you're playing a mediocre game? Not bad enough to be sarcastic, but not good enough to be true.
I don't know.
Wave goodbye, folks. Kirby's dead. That was so dumb.
So the thing about this guy is that he's like this. He's also dead. And then
What are you talking about?
I don't know. It was a reference to one of our other parts.
Oh, good. Oh my gosh. Professionalism, I'll tell you what.
Alright, so that is Neostar. I think this is where we're going to cut things off for our first session. We will see you guys later for more Krabbin Super Strat. Or Krabbin 60 VAR.
You're thinking of Corbin Saxter 5 for the Atari Genesis Nurse. We'll see you later, folks.